At the edge of an old forest, hidden beneath a fog that never lifts, there was a narrow path not marked on any map. No villagers dared to walk it except for Raka, a travel vlogger hunting for horror content for his YouTube channel. He had heard the legend of Silam Village, a place that once existed but was erased from every record after a mysterious tragedy decades ago. No one knew where it was, but one night, his GPS showed an unfamiliar location. No name, just the words unnamed location. With his camera rolling, Raka followed the trail. The farther he went, the weaker his phone signal became. Soon, the forest grew silent, and naturally silent. Then, through the mist, a rotting wooden sign appeared. "Welcome to Silam Village." The houses stood still and empty, yet all lamps flickered faintly in a few windows as if someone had just left. Raka explored, recording every corner, but when he replayed his footage, a dark silhouette appeared behind him each time, though no one was there before. Night fell too quickly. The fog thickened. When Raka tried to leave, the road he came from was gone. From behind his camera, whispers began to rise. "You've come back, child of Silam." Panic struck. Raka ran in every direction, but no matter where he turned, he always ended up in the same place, the sign that read "Welcome to Silam Village." The next morning, villagers from the nearby town found his car parked by the forest, engine still running, but no one inside. That night, Raka's YouTube channel uploaded a new video on its own titled, "A Place That Doesn't Exist." In the final seconds, the camera lay on the ground, showing Raka's face staring blankly into the lens, smiling faintly, his eyes hollow, and behind him, the shadow of the village spelled out the words, "We never left." 3 days after Raka vanished, his YouTube channel was still active. New videos began to appear every night, each one uploaded at exactly 3:03 a.m. The first showed a flickering light in what looked like a deserted house. The second showed someone walking barefoot down a dirt road, the sound of dragging chains echoing behind the camera. The third showed Raka, but something was wrong. His face was pale, almost gray. His eyes didn't blink, and his voice slow, distorted, whispered through the static. "Do you see me now?" Viewers thought it was a prank, but those who watched the video until the end began to report strange things: camera glitches, cold air around them, or faint whispers calling their names. A fellow vlogger, Dimas, decided to investigate. He was Raka's closest friend and the one who first told him about the legend of Silam Village. Dimas drove to the same forest where Raka disappeared, streaming live for proof. At the entrance, the GPS froze again, showing unnamed location. But unlike before, the path seemed clearer, as if someone had been waiting. He followed the trail while his audience commented in real time. "Bro, did you hear that whisper? Why is there someone standing behind you?" But Dimas saw nothing, only mist, until his flashlight caught something on the ground. Raka's camera, still recording. When Dimas picked it up, the camera turned on by itself, showing the reflection of Raka standing right behind him, smiling through the mist. The live stream ended abruptly. All that was left on Dimas's channel was a short clip, uploaded automatically at 3:03 a.m., titled, "2 nights after Dimas disappeared, something began to change online." Raka's and Dimas's channels merged into one automatically under a new name, Silam Network. Every midnight, the channel streamed live footage on its own. No one knew where the video came from. The streams showed different places: a forest road, an abandoned school, a fog-covered river, but they all ended the same way, a whisper saying, "When the gate opens, we all return." Viewers noticed something even stranger. Each time someone watched the full stream, their name appeared briefly in the live chat, even if they hadn't typed anything. Then, one night, a new live stream began. The title read, "The Gate Opening Soon." Over 100,000 people joined in. The video showed a dark wooden door standing alone in the middle of a misty field. Raka's voice echoed faintly. "You watched, you believed, now you belong." As the door creaked open, the screen glitched violently. Viewers screamed in the chat as distorted faces flashed across the feed, faces of people who had watched previous videos. And then, for just 1 second, the live camera turned, showing hundreds of figures standing behind the gate. Some recognized Dimas, others swore they saw themselves. Moments later, the stream ended abruptly with a final line of text. At exactly 3:03 a.m., the scheduled premiere began. The title screen flickered, letters twisting as if written by invisible hands. The return. You let us in. The stream opened with static, then slowly revealed the same misty field from the previous episode. The wooden gate now stood wide open. Through the fog, shadows moved, dozens of them. Some walked on all fours, others stood crooked like broken mannequins. The camera panned down, showing footprints forming in the dirt. But there was no one there. Not yet. Then, viewers started to notice something terrifying. The mist from the video wasn't staying inside the screen anymore. Some claimed to see fog filling their rooms. Others said their lights flickered, or they heard footsteps behind them, soft, wet, dragging sounds. The live chat exploded. It's inside my house. I saw Raka outside my window. Help, something's knocking on my door. Meanwhile, the video's perspective changed, as if the camera itself was moving, walking through the fog. A faint voice spoke. The gate is open, and you are now part of Silam. Suddenly, the stream glitched, cutting to hundreds of quick flashes, faces, rooms, streets, all real. It was pulling footage from viewers' webcams. When the broadcast finally ended, every viewer's device automatically saved a file titled Welcome Back.mp4. No one knew where it came from. Those who tried to delete it said it always came back, sometimes with a new thumbnail, a still image of their own house, wrapped in mist, and beneath it, a caption appeared in blood red letters. Next episode, The Ones Who Stayed, 3:03 a.m. Don't look away. By now, the world knew about Silam Network. Thousands had watched, hundreds had vanished, and those who remained began to change. It started small, viewers waking up in the middle of the night hearing whispers from their screens, even when the devices were off. Some found mud on their floors, others saw faint handprints on their windows, pressed from the inside. Then came the message. Every surviving viewer received the same notification. At the same time, final invitation. Return home, 3:03 a.m. Tune in. The 5th episode started darker than before. No intro, no title screen. Just Raka standing in the middle of the fog, staring straight into the camera. His voice was calm now, almost gentle. Those who watched stayed. Those who stayed belong. Behind him, silhouettes began to emerge, hundreds of people. They weren't monsters, they were viewers, their faces frozen in half smiles, eyes empty, their clothes torn and wet with black mud. Raka lifted his hand and pointed toward the camera. You opened the gate. Now the village welcomes you. Suddenly, the footage split into dozens of live feeds, real bedrooms, living rooms, city streets, all from viewers' own cameras. In each feed, mist was seeping in from cracks in the walls, and in every one of them, a faint figure was standing just outside the frame, waiting. The chat box froze. No one could type anymore. Then, one last sentence appeared on the screen, typed by an unseen hand. Silam is everywhere now. The stream ended, but when dawn came, the fog didn't lift. In multiple cities, people reported hearing the same whisper carried by the morning wind. Welcome home, children of Silam. And that's when new GPS data appeared worldwide. A single new location, marked on every map app across the globe. No coordinates, no description, just one word, Silam. Millions joined instantly. The stream showed real-world locations: London, Tokyo, Jakarta, Los Angeles, all covered in thin fog. The voice of Rocco echoed softly. You thought Silam was a place, but Silam was never there. Silam is here. Cameras worldwide began to glitch simultaneously. Streetlights flickered. Phones buzzed with distorted whispers. Some people said they could see faces forming in the mist, faces of missing viewers, silently watching from behind the haze. Then, in the live stream, a message appeared. When all maps bear our name, the merge will be complete. Moments later, GPS systems around the world malfunctioned. Every device displayed only one route leading to a single, identical destination: Silam Village. 0 kilometers. Panic spread. Airports shut down. Roads disappeared beneath the fog. But those who entered the mist said they heard laughter, soft, distant, and familiar, as if someone was calling them home. In the stream's final minute, the camera zoomed out to show Earth from space. The entire planet was wrapped in a moving gray haze, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. A voice whispered one last time, there are no more maps, only Silam. The screen went black. Then, a date appeared in blood red text. Final episode, the last broadcast, 3:03 a.m. Tomorrow. At 3:03 a.m., the world held its breath. The notification appeared on every device: phones, TVs, laptops, even digital billboards. Live The last broadcast Silam network. No one clicked it. It opened by itself. The screen showed static for a few seconds, then slowly cleared, revealing Rocco once again. But he wasn't in the fog anymore. He stood in what looked like a dark studio, walls covered in wires and old televisions. Each screen behind him showed a different face, viewers praying, screaming, whispering. Rocco smiled faintly. His voice was calm, almost sorrowful. "You gave us what we needed, eyes to see through." The monitors flickered, showing moments from previous episodes. But something was different behind Rocca. Behind the fog there were shapes, tall and thin, moving like shadows underwater. Before maps existed, before names were given, Silam was already here. He continued, "You didn't find us. You remembered us." The image glitched. The camera turned, showing the walls beginning to breathe. Every TV screen displayed a live feed from random viewers. Cameras again, except this time, the viewers weren't alone. A figure stood behind each of them, fog seeping from its mouth. "It's not the end," Rocca said softly. "It's the beginning." The map was never meant to keep you safe, it was meant to keep us out. Then the lights died. For a moment, only the sound of static remained. And then, something began whispering through every speaker, every headphone, every device on Earth. "Silam remembers you." The broadcast ended at 3:33 a.m., 30 minutes longer than usual. When the feed finally went black, all world maps changed again. Every border, every country name, every ocean label disappeared. Only one word covered the entire globe: Silam. And beneath it, a line of text appeared, visible only to those who had watched since episode 1. "You are home now." No one remembers when the sun disappeared. Some say it faded behind the fog. Others believe it was swallowed. Now, the world is quiet. There are no cities, no borders, no maps, only endless gray mist and the faint sound of footsteps, sometimes near, sometimes far, echoing through what used to be streets. They say the people who resisted the call became echoes trapped between memory and silence. If you walk long enough, you might hear them whisper your name, asking if you still remember what light looked like. Somewhere in the fog, a faint glow still pulses, an old screen, cracked and flickering. On it plays the first video ever uploaded by Rocca. His voice, faint and trembling, can still be heard saying, "If you're watching this, don't follow the road that's not on the map." Then the screen cuts to static. But in the reflection of the blank monitor, someone else stands behind you smiling. The fog thickens, and the whisper returns one last time. There was never a village, only the ones who remembered it. The static fades, silence returns, and somewhere, far beyond the mist, a new GPS signal flickers to life, marking a single point on a blank digital map, a named location to 0 kilometers. The cycle begins again.